farmers, welcome back to Selendra. The sorghum seeding has begun. I'm getting 2 fields done way back here on the other side of the village. I guess we can call it the village. Just getting the once was a grass field done, and the 2 potato fields that we had last year, well, we didn't have, that we just bought. Yeah, getting that one done as well. I've also gotten all the grass mowed, windrowed, and I need to bale up the grass field up behind Earl. And then we can go over to the sunflower field we bought last episode. We need to mulch that up because I'm not going to get a harvester just to do sunflowers on a small field. We might as well just mulch that on up and put in some sorghum because we need sorghum. May have to call this Sorghum Farms from now on. I don't know. We'll have to see if we have enough feed for the animals later on in the year, or if I even got some to even get through to the end of the year before harvest. We shall see. But either way, things are looking pretty good money-wise. I say things are looking pretty good money-wise. We do owe $1.4 some odd million. But as for the money coming in, it's looking pretty good. I don't know if we're going to be able to sell the fabric today or not, depending on the price. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. I don't think it will be this episode, but it could be this month. Got a lot of work to do this month. I got, of course, the field in front of us that still needs to be planted with sorghum. Got the field to our left that still needs to be planted with sorghum. I got to roll the fields. The grass fields need to be rolled. These fields will need to be rolled. So it's going to be probably 2 in this episode next month. In this month, I have to get all the work done. I can't wait until next month because then the crops will grow. If I go to roll them, it won't be good. But we're just about done here, and then when I get done here, I think I'll bring the drill over to the store. Have to top it off with fertilizer. Seed I can probably get by on, but definitely gonna need some more fertilizer. But when we do sell the fabric, I'm going to take some of that cash, bring the trailer on down and top that off with seed, and then come over to the greenhouses, give them some seed. I mean, I think the greenhouses are going to be good for many months to come, but we have the money. I'll just, it's going to cost us like maybe $12,000, $18,000. I don't really know what seed goes for anymore, but somewhere in there. I think that trailer holds like 12,000 liters. But we'll give the greenhouses some seed, and that way we won't have to worry about it for quite a while. And then the rest, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and put it towards the loan and knock the loan on down some. And it's going to be pretty darn good because I think we're going to get about $160,000 for the fabric. And so far today, the Fiat has been acting really nice. Hasn't got stuck once yet. See, I kind of told it, like, you keep this up, I'm going to have to trade you in for something else. And ever since then, it's been fine. But now that I say that, now that I'm recording, it's going to start acting up. Alright, so 2 fields done. Now let's go to the store and we'll top this off with fertilizer. I don't think I have enough to get that field done. I use very little seed, but the fertilizer I go through quite a bit. And I was too busy watching my stats and I ran right into a tree. Let's not, let's watch where we're going first, and then we'll worry about the stats on the drill. I don't know how much fertilizer this actually holds, but it's got to be pretty close to the same amount of seed. I guess I'll find out when I get to the store and top it off. Well, all the grass bales that I have made into silage this time around is looking pretty darn good. Harvest doesn't change much on here because we don't have crop rotation or precision farming, so the yield should be about the same. Alright, now, I'm here. I'll top off the seed anyways, because it's not going to be that much. Close that one. Nope. Close that one. There we go. Now that one opens. And now we can top this off with some fertilizer. Oh, so it only holds 480 liters compared to 2,026 liters of seed. Kind of weird numbers. Well, the 480 I can see, but why 2,026 liters of seed? Who knows? I guess I'll just leave this here for now. Let's go get the baler and wrapper. We'll come back this way, go up behind Earl, and we'll get the baling done. Luckily, I had enough money after buying those 2 pieces of land, which pretty much were those 2 fields back there. I left myself just enough money to pay for seed and fertilizer. Look at all that beautiful fabric. Probably shouldn't be leaving the fabric outside like that. But I'm not going to bother putting it into a shed, really. Right, so you can see all the bales I made over here. Let's go back behind Earl and get those. Should be 8 bales, maybe 9, because I almost got a full bale in the baler. And of course, as we know, when wintertime comes, these bales bring in a good amount of cash. We'll have one more cut this year for sure, making silage bales. And then the 3rd cut, we'll have to see how we're doing on the hay, which is, of course, for the sheep and the horses. Not going through that much feed, honestly. The sheep don't really seem to eat that much, but then again, we do have the grazing mod, so they could be just getting enough from there. Good day, Earl. I know I've been by here a couple times already. Been up here with the mower, then of course I came up here with the windrower. Now we're coming up here with the baler. I'm not going to turn the baler on until I get up here a little ways. I'll try to get this swath on the way out, because as you can see, I struggle just to get up the hill with the baler. And of course I wasn't going to get too far before the baler gets full, then I have to stop on the hill and try to get a good run to get up the hill. Couple times making the bales off camera. I wasn't really paying attention. I kind of forgot that I had a round baler, and I was going around like, how did I miss a huge spot like that? I'm like, oh, that's right, because you didn't stop while the bale was unloading out of the baler to the wrapper. That's why I do like the square bales. Just push them right out the back. Or get a baler like we had on East Island, like the Kubota, to where it actually has like 2 compartments, so as it's unloading the bale, it's still picking up grass. And of course now, with the auto-loading baling trailer, it makes it kind of easy to go around and pick up the bales later on. Someone did mention a couple episodes ago, of course, you know, they're not probably caught up on the series. They said I should upgrade the tractor. I realize everyone doesn't watch every episode or may not remember, but we do actually have a restriction on this series to where we can't use anything over 200 horsepower. So this Fiat, I believe, is a 185 horse. And there are a couple other tractors. We actually had the Fence 718 to start the series, but enough people have mentioned that that tractor was probably too new-ish for the area that we're in, and I had no problem switching to this Fiat, which I do love. A little bit less horsepower, and we're talking like about maybe I think 12 to 15 horsepower less, but it gets along just fine. I mean, of course, I would love to have a tractor probably with 250 horsepower would be nice. It'd just be a little bit better. But we get by just fine with this Fiat. Mostly. Until I get on a hill like this with a baler. And just doesn't really want to go too well. Okay, that seems a little bit slow, but then I am trying to take a tight corner going uphill. Mostly, though, our fields are relatively flat, so this field right here, this grass field, does give it a little bit of a challenge. Of course, it could use a repair as well. I don't know how much horsepower it technically loses when you get down to 50% repair. In case you didn't know, when your tractor loses its repair status, you lose a little bit of horsepower as it goes along. How much? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. So in a couple months, our loan's going to look a little bit better. As I said, with the fabric we got to sell later on this month or early next month, that should bring in about 160 grand. And then, of course, we'll have our planks, which I think bring in just shy of 100 grand, something like that. And it's all going to basically go towards the loan itself. And after paying that off, it should save us more than $100 a month in loan interest. It should be quite a bit more than that. And that means the passive income that we got, which are the greenhouses and the wind turbine, should help us actually profit money every month for sure. They do pretty much do right now, but it's very small amount that we profit. But then next year, when it comes time to sell the fabric, a lot of that money is going to go towards the training facility. Last pass on this field. Yeah, I think I need to repair the Fiat before I come back up here again. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're working on our 9th, but then again, we did come up here with almost a full baler. I need 511 more liters of grass. I think we can get it from here. Should be able to. Back up the hill a little bit. Make sure we get the entire swath if I can. And let's see, let's go ahead and leave that bale right there if I can. We can. Not going to roll down the hill. Alright. They used to do that all the time in previous versions of Farming Simulator, but they've done a lot better with that. So we are done with the baler for today. Let's bring that back to the farm. We'll actually wash it off. And then we'll bring both of these over to our toolbox. See if I can afford to actually repair them. That way next time, in a couple months, which would be May, June, July. Yeah, July. So when I go to use them in July, at least the baler will be 100%. Fiat may not be so much 100% by then. Watch out for that bump right there. That's a big bump. Don't want to go through that one. I have many times already today. Let's see what it costs. Let's look at the baler first. So the baler is only 313. We'll do that. And it's 726 for the Fiat. Alright, we'll go ahead and fix them both. Should leave me in more than enough for seed and fertilizer. Although I don't really think I need more seed today. Alright, that's dropped off. So while we're here, let's go grab our mower. that we're going to convert over to a mulcher. And we'll go take care of those sunflowers. Shouldn't cost me anything to convert it because I've done it once already. Customize. Mulcher, yes. Make sure I rehook it back up. I'm not going to bother mulching the grass fields before I roll them. It would give me an extra 2% or so. But not going to worry too much about the grass fields. Although 2.5% is 2.5%. That's our wheat field that we bought. And these fields are just about in perfect condition. Of course, now the sunflowers are going to be no more. There might be stones in this field. I'll have to get rid of those. Just want to make sure I don't get in my wheat field. So these must be in the first growth stage because I do have crop destruction on. But I'm not destroying any of the crop. With the tractor, that is. Completely destroying it with the mulcher. And I'm trying to figure out, but I'll worry about it when next year comes, if I wanted to just combine all these fields over here and make this one oat field. Or keep them separate. And put in just like half oats, half wheat. Let's get this little spot right here, and there we go. That is done. Fold that on up. Yeah, so there are stones in this field. So in order to take care of this, I got to do a couple things. First, I actually have to turn stones on. Field stones off. Okay, we got to turn that on. Then go into the easy developer mode. Now I got to remember where to find that particular option. Field stone, I got to add and then subtract. Okay, so they're still here. There we go. Maybe I didn't hit it the first time. But they are gone. Alright, so make sure I go back into settings. And where were we? Fieldstone, turn that back off. And I'll wheel set the game just to make sure all my settings are set. Alright, so all the stones are gone. Shouldn't have been there in the first place, but... Is that the way the ground looks, or there shouldn't be stones here? Okay, so there's stones. Whole bunch of stones here. That is interesting. Yeah, all the stones are gone on the other part of the field. Just not in this corner here. I'll worry about that later on. It's not going to affect us too much. I don't know with the field stone turned off, it's going to damage our equipment, but then again, it doesn't damage it that much. And there's very little there. Alright, so we're done with the mower. Slash mulcher. I think I'll convert it back over to a mower because I'll probably forget next time I go to cut the grass that it's on mulching and not mowing. And it will destroy the grass if I leave it on mulching. It's like it destroyed the sunflowers. And customize, turn that off, or convert it back over, I should say. And try to sneak it back in here in front of the tedder. And once I get a little bit more situated with the money, we'll probably look into getting another shed. It'd be very helpful. Question is, I don't know exactly where I'd put it just yet. Oh, that's right. I didn't leave the trailer here this time. This is where our bales are going to go. The trailer is back over here. You can see our planks piling up. Let's go visit Earl first and get those bales out of there. Oh, that bump. That bump is right where we come out of the sawmill. I think this has to be one of my best purchases so far on the farm. Gets the job done so much quicker. I do joke when I say that because, you know, probably getting the spinnery to make fabric and also the sawmill were probably also very good, you know, purchases. Well, everything I got technically is a good purchase. At least I think it is. Can't make that corner. No, you just keep sliding, get a grip, get around that tree. Climb the tree. Alright, don't climb the tree. Now, hopefully I can remember that this holds 24 bales. And I think we end up with 28 somewhere in that vicinity. So I should get a full trailer. And then a little bit of extra. Of course, the first trailer will unload and pile them up right as we did last time. And then when I get the others, I'll just leave those right on the trailer because next time I need the trailer will be when I do the same thing, cutting the grass, windrowing it, and making more silage bales. I know right now, to me, it seems like all I've been doing on all three series is cutting grass. A lot of it on hinterland to make all the fields that we need to have. Doesn't take too long to do it here with the setup I got now. And on East Violent, I just mowed the big grass field again. This is something you got to do though, because grass can pay for itself. Not grass itself. If you just cut grass and sold grass as is, not really worth it. You got to really convert it over to silage, and even if you convert it over to hay, you get a little bit better profit than if it was just pure grass. And if you got animals, well, of course you need the grass, right? Alright, so there is the 24. So okay, so not 28. Looks like we got 27 bales, unless I missed one somewhere. Don't think we did. We got them all. Make sure I drive around this way because I don't want to accidentally drive through the trigger and sell these bales, and because they'll sell as grass. I don't know if actually if they're on the trailer they would sell. I'm thinking they would, but oh, I kind of forgot. Yeah, that pickup needs to come down there. There we go. Let me give it some room. Let me back it up, like to right about there. Kind of weird how the top row of bales don't slide off, because it looks like they're kind of leaning back far enough. But definitely a lot better than what we used to do with the bales, which was use the telehandler to load them onto that blue trailer back there. Then I had to unload them again. And my stacking was even worse than that. I mean, that's not that bad. But that, I would consider that bad unloading off the auto loader. Let's go pick up these last 3 bales. Then we'll drop off the trailer and get back to seeding some fields. And then I just need to roll them all. And then the fields are done. At least the sorghum field, the oat field, and the wheat field. They're all done till harvest time. And the grass fields will be done until next July. This upcoming July. Right, let's go park up this trailer. So all this time, the first, wait, what year? This is our 3rd year? Okay, yeah, it's our third full year. The first year is from August till December. But this will be our, first year that we're just going to be, actually earning money and paying off on the loan. Everything previous was building up the farm, getting it to where it is. Park it right in front of the wood chip pile. So that's all the hay that we have left currently, so I'm thinking the 3rd cut this year might be for hay. Just to make sure we got a good stockpile for winter, and then of course next season. Although I'm only using about maybe 2 or 3 bales per season currently. I always want to have more than have less. And once we get all this stuff done and move on from the month of April, I'm thinking like in May or in June, we'll probably lease the wood splitter once again and give that another go. After, if I can remember all the tips that people gave me from using it, we made pretty decent money just bringing 1 small load of firewood here. So if I could actually go at it and get it to work rather well, we can make some good money on it. I was kind of hoping to be able to plant different crops back here. But currently, as the animals keep going through the feed as they are, yeah, I need to supply them with it. And right now, sorghum is mostly the way to go. So I got to remember, on this series, there is no spring planting of wheat and barley. But I think this fall, when we get done with harvest, we'll have a couple of wheat fields that will feed the chickens. And then we'll have some sorghum fields to feed the horses. And of course we'll have the one other oat field to feed the other horses. Because once again, the training facility does not take sorghum for feed for horses. They only take oats. The current horse barn that we got will take oats or sorghum. So of course we'll get this field done here in this episode. I'll get the other field in front of us. I'll get that one done in between episodes. And then I'll probably start next episode doing that small sunflower field. And I'll probably roll some of the fields in between episodes as well. That way we don't have to do them all together. So more than likely after I finish planting that field with sorghum, I'll leave the drill over at the sunflower field, go pick up the roller, and I'll start with the grass field up behind Earl, get that rolled, and then roll all these fields, and then we'll just have the 2 grass fields and the little tiny sunflower field that we just mulched on up to roll. If I can get the roller in there, I'm pretty sure I can. One thing's for certain, those 2 fields that we bought last episode, the sunflower field and the wheat field on the other side of the village, those 2 will be merged together. I just don't think I want to merge that with the oat field. But I'll think about that a little bit more. Because I don't know how much feed the horses are going to take in the training facility. How fast are they going to go through it? At this point, it's been a long time since I tested out that training facility. And by the time I put it down, I probably forgot everything I learned about it when I tested it. I want to say I tested that back in October of 2022. So it's going to be like a half year before I actually put it back down and use it again. But I'll keep on planting sorghum back here because you guys keep telling me sorghum yields the best. As for between sorghum and oats. I'm pretty sure there's a video out there somewhere where someone has done a test on what yields the best. This direct drill is working out rather well for us. I honestly thought when I started this series, I didn't think I was going to have this many fields. I thought, we'll just work some fields around the farm itself. These fields out here, yeah, if I need to. Now here we are, about 30 episodes in now, and I purchased every field back here. And I'm thinking, is that enough? I'm hoping it is. I don't mind spending the money on buying more land if we need to. But I was kind of hoping not to work as many fields in this series. Because it gets to a point of when you start buying so many fields, you got so much land to turn over, you start to think, well, I could use bigger equipment just to get the jobs done. Because one thing because I do it a lot on the other series, one thing I didn't want to do is have to do a lot of off-camera work in between episodes, but I can't. I mean, I could do like an hour and a half of just seeding the fields. And that would just barely get that job done. At least I'm not doing contracts on this series. I could, but they just don't pay enough to warrant me to want to do so. And I shouldn't have to fertilize these fields again because I fertilized them before be mulched, and of course we're fertilizing as we plant. So that should be 2 stages done. So when I get out and look at this field, it should be at 98%. The other 2% will come when I roll the fields later on. I am looking forward to selling that fabric and taking some of that money off the loan. The greenhouses and that wind turbine are just barely keeping our head above water, basically. It's making us just enough to even out the loan interest, so yeah, I'm kind of hoping, you know, loan interest could save us after we pay off like $150,000. I'm hoping it'll save us like maybe $700 a month in interest fees. Of course, a lot of the payments at midnight also go towards our stable boy. We do have horse helper activated here. That's a mod to help train the horses, because I don't feel like riding the horses around. Although, from my understanding, and a little bit of testing I did when FS22 came out, we don't have to ride the horses as much as we did in 19 to train them for the day. I think in 19, I want to say it was like 5 minutes. Was it 5 minutes or 10 minutes? I'm going to say it's 5 minutes in Farming Simulator 19 to train the horse for the day. And I think in 22, they really brought it down to like maybe a minute or so. And it wouldn't be too bad here, because currently we only got 6 horses. But when we hit the May, we should have 12 horses. So that means about 12 minutes I would have to take, you know, riding horses around. But currently I just rather hire a nice little stable boy to take care of them for me. And speaking of being taken care of, this field is taken care of. So if we get on out, this should say 98%, which it does. Needs rolling, which I'll get to. These fields here should say 98%. Okay, so this doesn't have an extra stage, only has 1 stage of fertilization into it. Yeah, because when we bought it, it didn't need to be mulched or anything, so that's probably why. Yeah, so these, this field here that we purchased over the winter needs to be fertilized again. But this field over here should be fine. Yep, just needs to be rolled. And of course, the same thing will be said for that field that I'll do in between episodes. Once I get that seeded, that should be fine as well. Should already have 1 stage of fertilization, which it does. So, yeah, some of this does need lime because the fields used to be here, and in the middle we plowed and I haven't limed it yet. We'll get to that next year. And like I said, when we sell the fabric, which should be next episode, we'll go and bring our trailer down to the store. We'll get a trailer full of seed, and then whatever money we got left, we'll go ahead and pay off a good chunk of the loan. I do want to get seed in these, and then probably maybe when I do the planks, I'll come on down and get fertilizer, which is going to be very expensive, and then we'll put some more fertilizer in here. But the greenhouses are doing well. I just got to keep up on the water. And the water should be fine for a few more months. And of course, we are growing cotton in this one to help feed the spinnery. But it's a beautiful day here in Selendra. We got a lot of work done in between episodes. And during the episode, going to get some more work done this month. And hopefully move into the month of May next episode after we get some more things done. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Selendra. But until then, have a good one.